Today, I'll be unboxing the Apex 9 gaming keyboard from Steelseries. Designed in both Tenkeyless and mini variants, Steelseries have compacted all of the speed and precision features needed for devastating accuracy into this perfect minimal package. It's the holy grail for the customizer types, letting you swap switches, lighting, and functions at the drop of a hat, creating the ultimate tool for perfecting your gaming technique.
Hello and welcome to Box, where we unbox, review, and demonstrate the latest tech.
Taking the Tenkeyless keyboard out of the box, you get the keyboard on top along with the USB-C to USB-A cable and a setup guide in the hidden compartment underneath. As a wired keyboard, I do like to see a detachable cable, especially with an accessible USB-C connection, so I can replace it with a longer cable or just when it's damaged, for instance. It's a decently long cable too, measuring around 221 centimeters, and as it's braided, it's also durable enough to last over the years. Plugging it in and setting it up, it's time to get into some of the design features that stand out the most. It has this classic all-black design with deep keys that really works in its favour, considering it has customizable RGB backlighting to catch the eye. The overall design is quite sparse, leaving the standout aspects down to the sheer performance power. Now, you do get a few telltale Steelseries staples like the logo on the side and the little control wheel and button in the top right corner, but other than that, it is beautifully minimal. The keys float on top of this very thick weighted base, making it sturdy and secure on the surface. Now, it does come with double shot PBT keycaps, so the texture is slightly rougher than expected, but I do prefer keys with a little more grip. As mentioned at the start, it comes in two variations, Tenkeyless and Mini. I love this straight to the point boxy style that eliminates all the keys that you don't normally use, breaking it down to a refined tool fit for gaming. Of course, the Tenkeyless version just takes away the number pad along with a few others, but the Mini really takes it to the bare minimum, removing the majority of the function keys and attaching them to the remaining keys as optional functions. It's 60% smaller than your average keyboard and generally takes up so little space that it's perfect for smaller and even minimal desk setups. The Mini is by far my favourite here, having a preference for the compact style, but as my hands are a little larger, I would feel it would benefit from having a wrist rest, especially considering the boxy shape and height lifting your hands up more than usual. It does take a minute to get used to the slightly different key layout as well, just like the placement and remembering to use the Steelseries key to activate them, but overall the size difference really makes up for that slight inconvenience. However, on the base, you'll also find that it has two pop-out stand legs with two height variations to choose from in case you need to angle it into a more comfortable position. Just in the middle on the back, there's a small compartment hidden by a rubber covering that houses a tool for removing the keycaps. Now, it's a huge feature in this keyboard to be able to remove the keycaps and swap out the switches themselves for your preferred alternative, like tactical or clicky. The tool that comes with it is a little fiddly to use, especially when trying to remove the actual switches themselves, but it is brilliant that it does come with the right tools and you don't have to buy it separately. Having the ability to swap and change them just makes it more appealing for any gamer who plays best with a particular style, creating a brand name accessory that molds to you and comes at a reasonable price point without losing quality. I do have a soft spot for clicky switches, but these linear switches seem to sit comfortably in between, offering that slightly more subdued typing sound, as you can hear in this sound clip. My overall verdict on the build here is sound. Both models are incredibly hard-wearing and slightly heavier than usual, with the Tenkeyless version weighing roughly around 635 grams and the Mini weighing 676 grams. Now, the heavier weight of the Mini is slightly perplexing, but I'm guessing that's because the internals are packed in tighter than the latter. To add to the durability though, it does have an aircraft-grade aluminium top plate, so I'm guessing that it's going to take a lot of rough handling to even make a scratch here. As a gaming keyboard, Steelseries doesn't disappoint when it comes to tailoring your keyboard to work best with your personal style of play. I downloaded the Steelseries GG app to not only manipulate the RGB lighting, but also to customize the key bindings to work best across regular use and during gaming. Now, I didn't go into detail with the custom modifications, but I highly regard the depth of customization available, especially if I wanted to create a more advanced setup. So altering the lights, you do get the usual Steelseries color combos and animations, with the ability to choose your own colors to match your setup. But it even goes as far as letting you assign colors to specific keys, so you can really get into detail here. Even at max brightness though, I did think the lighting effect was quite subtle, but it's still visible even in a bright room, and it really helps illuminate the keys during those dark gaming sessions. Actually using the keyboard for gaming, I definitely felt the effects of those OptiPoint switches. As it uses light beams to register keystrokes, it did noticeably alter the speed of movement and switching weapons in game. Now, I played a few rounds of Fortnite, and rapidly moving between keys did feel smooth and fluid despite the keys being quite deep. I can press down lightly and it still registers the touch, which came in handy during those tense one-on-one moments. It does have actuation points between 1.0 and 1.5mm with a force of up to 35 grams, and that does enable you to move at speed with very little chance of missing the hit. So if you are after a keyboard that caters to fast typing and quick movements, then this style definitely works in your favour. It does come with the linear key type keys as default, and the other switches can be purchased separately, but I find the linear switches are quite quiet, especially after using the clicky type for a few years. Overall, this keyboard has its merits. While the boxy shape, heavy weight and compact styling doesn't quite suit my larger hand size, I have to admit the performance and swappable optical switches sway the decision more in my court. I've not experienced the miniature style of the keyboard before, and I do like how it fits with my more minimalist setup. The Apex 9's customizable nature is endless and takes a little bit of the best out of a lot of other popular gaming keyboards. For the price, it's definitely worth having that level of adaptability to hand, especially if you game quite competitively alone or with a team where touch familiarity and consistency in your style is more important in staying on top of your game.
So what are your thoughts on the Steelseries Apex 9 gaming keyboard? Let us know in the comments below, and if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to Box, where we have plenty of hands-on reviews on the latest tech. And as always, thanks for watching.